Hi everyone, my name is David and this is Harold. Welcome back. Like I said, my name is David. This is my week 11 post-op update. I had a duodenal switch or duodenal switch, tomato, back on August 12th, 2017. My highest weight never recorded was about 340, 350. I'm 6'1", and as of yesterday, I'm 43 years old. My highest weight in the past 2 years since I really started recording and watching was about 320, not about, it was 320. My weight on when I started the pre-op diet getting ready for surgery was 310 and a half. My weight on the day of surgery was 303. Last week I weighed in at 245.5, and this week I'm weighing in at 240.1 pounds. So for the week, that is a loss of 5.4 pounds. Since surgery, I've lost 62.9, so basically 63 pounds. And since I started the post-op diet, getting ready for surgery, which is where I count everything from, since that's the day I really started this journey. The journey. Since that day, I have lost 70.4 pounds. So almost 70 and a half pounds. Which is, at 70, is halfway to my goal. I wanted to lose 140 pounds. That's my big goal. I'm not doing any, my first goal, not my second goal, not my stretch goal. That's just it. That's my goal. And it'll be hard to get to that final point because I don't believe I remember the last time I weighed 170 pounds. And that's what I'm shooting for. At least without, a lot of muscle. I hope to get to that point and then add weight back on a little bit with muscle, but that's what I'm shooting for is 170. We'll see if that's a stupid goal or not. It's not a stupid goal. If it's hard, it's hard. If I never get there, I never get there, but even if I'm at 175 or 180, that's a hell of a lot better than 350. So, like I said, yesterday was my birthday, and my wife took me to the local amusement park. They're only open for a few more days before it gets too cold and starts to snow. Sometimes in the years past we've already had snow by this point, by my birthday, but we haven't this year. It's actually been pretty nice. It gets cold at night, but the day's been great. And again, I'm talking about the weather, and you could give a rat's ass because you don't live here. But we went to the local amusement park, and she did it to prove a point. She knew that this was a big deal for me. The last time we were there, which was actually earlier this summer, I wasn't able to ride any of the rides because I was too fat. The year before, I wasn't able to. The year before, I was able to ride a few of them because I had actually lost some weight and then gained it back after the trip to the amusement park. But my wife knew that now I could ride all the rides. I didn't know that, and she wanted to prove that point to me because she knew I didn't believe it. She knew I was having a hard time seeing how far I had come. And I talked about that last week, that sometimes you look in the mirror and you still see the big, huge, fat guy that you were 3 months ago. And she knew that I needed to see something tangible and something real and something that would prove to me just how far I've come. And it worked. It was I'm not saying all my body image issues or body dysmorphia or whatever it is solved, because of course it won't be. But that was something I needed to see. That was something that was something that was on my goals, right? It was a non-scale victory I was looking forward to, being able to go back to the amusement park and ride all the rides, ride all the ones I wanted to, and have fun and not worry about it and not be sitting there in line the whole time like I have before, trying to look at all the other fat people, even though I did that still, because I was paranoid with each new ride. I rode several rides that I'd never been able to be on before at all, ever. And it was great. To do that and be successful and to not have any issues. One ride we were on, I was sitting next to a really big guy. He was probably as big as I used to be, or maybe even a little bigger. And no, he's probably about what I was. And we were on this one roller coaster, which is one of my favorite roller coasters there, one of my favorite roller coasters ever. And it's called Cannibal. And you start out, you go in, and it takes you up this elevator, your car, and you're up at the elevator, and then you come out, and you actually come away from the tower and back in like that, so you're hanging in your seat, and then it goes against the tower and down and out, and then all sorts of loops and twists, and of corkscrews and stuff like that. But the way the mechanism comes down, it comes down on your lap and holds you in that way. That's why you can do that inverted thing. And there's this one corkscrew that's actually called, I believe it's called the Lagoon Twist, because it corkscrews one way, stops when you're still kind of upside down, and then corkscrews back the other way. And because of this lap thing, you don't need that centrifugal force to hold you in your seat because you got this thing holding you in. Anyway, before the ride started, he's sitting next to me, and his thing isn't locked down far enough to allow the ride to continue. So the one attendant comes in from the side, and he starts pushing down on it, and he can't get it down enough. So it takes two guys. A guy comes in from the other side, and they both just lean on it and shove it down and finally get that final click to allow us to go. So I was glad the guy got to ride the ride, but my heart was breaking because I've been that guy who's trying to fit on a ride and is embarrassed because it takes, two 18-year-olds slamming down on this thing to get it to go. I've also been the guy that just can't fit at all on the ride. So I was really feeling for him because I had been there before. And when we got done with that ride, we walked just a little ways to go on this other ride that I've never been on, called the Rocket. It's just one where it like shoots you up in the air and then you bounce down, or it'll take you up and then just drop you suddenly and then bounce the rest of the way down. He was behind us in line, and he kept telling his wife, I'm not going to fit this ride. We can't ride this ride. She's like, no, she's trying to encourage him, but he's like, no, I'm not going to fit. This is going to be, they're going to tell me I'm too big, and then they're going to turn me back. And before we even were in the line, 10 minutes, they gave up and left. And I felt so bad because I'd been that person, and I know the heartbreak, and I know the embarrassment, and I know everything he was feeling, and my wife knew everything his wife was feeling, and the fact that we were there conquering those rides and those past experiences, having been him before, and to be there doing it now without any worries and without any hesitation of being able to fit, and to see him, it was almost like I was riding it with my past self. And I was at the park with my past self, and it was heartbreaking. It was absolutely, it was heartbreaking. I don't have another word. I felt so bad for him, and I just wanted to take him aside and say, look, you can do this eventually. There's ways you can get there. And I'm not saying surgery is the only way. In fact, maybe surgery should be the last option. And it was for me. I was sick. I'm diabetic. I have sleep apnea. My life was deteriorating rather fast. Numbness in my feet, slowly crawling up my legs, that I had to stop. And I had dieted. I had tried everything. And this is the thing that has been working for me. I feel better than I ever have in my life that I can remember, except for maybe when I was a teenager. And even when I was a teenager is when I started getting fat, my late teens, 18, 19. I always considered myself fat, even though when I look at pictures now, I realize how ridiculous that is. That was always my self-image, and I made it come true. Kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. But there are people out there that have done it through surgery, through diet and exercise, through perseverance, through struggle. And it's always a struggle, no matter which path you choose. There is no easy way out. There is no magic solution. There is no just do this simple thing. Because even, a lot of people will tell you that surgery is the easy way out, and it's not. This has been hard, and every day is hard. And to be at the amusement park and to see all the cool things that I used to eat when I was there, and then to only have a few fries, and a couple bites of my wife's ice cream. Even that was hard because it's a mental thing, right? It's this mental change that you're not used to. That's not how you've experienced your birthdays in the past. It's not how you've experienced fun days out with your wife or with your family or your significant other, whatever. It's a head game, and it's hard, but it's doable. I'm doing it. Other people have done it through all sorts of ways, and there's help out there, and people, you can fucking do this, man. You can do it. And it's hard, and I'm only halfway there, but even at halfway there, I was able to ride all these rides and do what I wanted to do. and have fun on my birthday. And now the next time I go back to that park, I will have absolutely no hesitation. I will be able to take my kids and go on everything they want to go on without saying, I'm probably too fat. I'm not going to be that guy anymore. I'm not. And I'm so grateful and thankful for my wife who saw that and knew that that's what I needed on my birthday, was to see how far I've come. And with that, that's all I have for this week, and I'll see you later.